What is up, guys? This is Freddy from Game Hut, and today we're talking about a problem that I feel should have been already addressed by someone in the community, and it hasn't. It's still something that isn't talked about and doesn't really get attention much by anyone. And that's, how accurate should Kabam make their champions? How true to the comics should it be? Now I understand that, this is a video game and all that stuff, but this is based off something that already exists. How accurate should a game be to the source material? Kabam's done a pretty good job about staying true to the source material for the most part, but there has been a few champions that are missing that trademark ability that they have in the comics, and it's something that I don't think is excusable to leave out. Now, the first champion that we're going to talk about are the symbiote champs. Venom, when he came out, he was a huge hit in the community, at least in my opinion. I really love this character, and I'm pretty sure most people playing this game know Venom, know what he's about, know his powers from the comics. And one of the key things that has made him such a big villain and a difficult opponent to Spidey is his ability to bypass his Spidey sense. And I don't understand why Kabam chose to leave that out, but Venom in the game has no reduction to evasion, right? And it's something that I don't really understand because it's such a key ability of his. It's something that makes Venom Venom, And it's kind of confusing because if we look at a different symbiote champ, if we look at Agent Venom, we go to his abilities list, we see him, and his passive, it says the Venom symbiote works with Flash's training to reduce enemy evasion by 50%, right? And he is the only symbiote champion to have that, reduction of evade, which is something that I don't really understand, because if one guy has it, why do the others have it? And if you know a little bit of the comic, you will know that Eddie Brock, which is Venom, he had the symbiote, and then later Flash Thompson gets the same symbiote. And if you know how the symbiote works, it's like they acquire powers in that host parent, whatever offspring it has, or if it goes to a new host, it keeps the powers, which leads me to my next argument, is that every symbiote should have at least a 50% ability reduction. Obviously in the comics it's 100%. Venom can bypass Spidey sense 100%. This is a game, make it balanced. 50% is nothing overpowered. We still have better options out there. Elektra, Falcon, Black Widow if it's a science champ, Crossbones. We still have ability accuracy reducers that are better options, but it would make these characters a little bit more better, because we have Agent Venom, which is probably the best symbiote character that we have right now. We have Venom, which isn't that great in my opinion. Love the character, love the animations, but he isn't that great. We have Venom Pool, and I like him, but he's a little bit worse than, him and Venom are like right. They're not that great, but I love the animations. And then we have our newest member, which, yeah, he is not that great at all, Mr. Carnage. And it's kind of disappointing, because these characters are characters that I feel are very, very loved by the Marvel community, the Marvel Contest Champions community. And the characters aren't that great. They're missing key abilities. And Carnage is, in my opinion, he's a worse version of Venom. But and I do intend to make a little review for Carnage soon. But I don't understand why Kabam would leave such a key ability of these characters out, like just completely ignore them. I don't really understand that, but I feel that's something that should be made and brought into the game. And there's not really many things to really change about the characters, because most of them are fairly accurate. I do want to make that clear. I don't want people to think, oh, you're just nitpicking, you're just looking for things to say. No, I do think that a lot of champions are made extremely, like they were very thought out. They were made very accurate, true to the comic. Best example in my opinion is like a character like Rocket Raccoon, that is made very, very accurate to the comics. He's a small character, but he does he's very, very crazy, very, very explosive damage, and that reflects in his character in the game, right? He, in my opinion, is the king of glass cannons. He can deal an insane amount of damage, But if you mess up, if you get parried or anything, you get hit with a 5-hit combo, you're pretty, you're in trouble. Either you're in trouble or you're dead. So, and then Cap, which at the time of recording this had a supposed, nerf to his block. And I haven't played Cap in a while just because I don't use him in anything at the moment until I rank 5 him. But I don't understand why Kabam, and this is something reoccurring. There's something that's been recurring, removing Captain America's block proficiency, which is something that shouldn't be done, in my opinion. It really shouldn't be done, because he is, that's him. That's his trademark. That his shield and his ability to block insane projectiles and stuff. It's what makes Cap, and it shouldn't be taken away, because that's what makes him, is what defines him as a character. But moving on, my second point is immunities. Now we have been, whenever the game started, we had poison and we had bleed, as degenerating effects. But over time, we've had new ones. We've had new debuffs, and one of them is shock. It's a shocking ability made by electric-based champions, but something doesn't really make sense to me. We have a character like Electro, who is made out of pure energy. He is literally energy. His suit contains his power, right? Because he is literally energy, and yet he's prone to being shocked. He's prone to shock damage, which in my opinion shouldn't really be the case, simply because, he is an electric-based champ. Does that mean that he won't take damage from a Thunderbolt type attack? No, he will still take attack damage, but he wouldn't take that shock damage. He would be immune to shock. And Electro is probably my main one to say, but we also have characters like Thor and characters like Storm, who are, Thor being the god of thunder and Storm being, she can manipulate the weather. I don't think that these characters should be prone to shock. I think they should be immune to shock. They'll still take, they'll still be stunned if, stun comes with the shock, like in Storm's case, and they shouldn't be prone to shock just because they can manipulate shock or thunder in some way, electricity in some way. You guys agree with me? I'd really love to hear what your thoughts are on it. Another thing that we should start seeing immunities to is the Incinerate debuff. Gotta pull out the Ghost Rider, man. Ghost Rider is literally on fire, and yet he can still be incinerated. That just doesn't make sense to me. The guy's in hell. He's a demon. Like, what's up with that? He shouldn't be able to be caught on fire. The guy's already on fire. Same goes with Dormammu. Those characters shouldn't be prone to being incinerated. I just think immunities really should be accurate to the champ. And I understand that Kabam probably wants immunities, some immunities that affect all champions. But, we already have, degeneration, which is something that I kind of want to hit real fast. About Vision and Ultron. Any future robot champions that are coming to the game, so maybe if we end up getting a Sentinel as a usable champ, fingers crossed. From what I've seen, Ultron and Vision do not regen at all whatsoever from the willpower mastery, and yet they're still prone to being degenerated by Mordo. And that's something that I don't really understand, because if you can't regen, why would you degenerate, right? And I think it should be fair. I don't think it's very fair for them to be able to degenerate but not regenerate. So I'm just saying, just be immune to degeneration and see how, because that's not really fair in my opinion. Another thing I really want to say is Vision. I want to talk a little bit more on him, just because of, we got Hood and he has the invisibility thing. And I'd really love to see Vision have a phase mechanic thrown into him, because if you know Vision from the comics, he can phase through walls and through people, through objects and stuff like that. I'd really, he's already an amazing champ. He cannot regenerate from willpower again, like we said before. But if he had a a phase type mechanic to him, similar to what Hood has, with a dash back and hold, or one of his specials activates it. It would be really, really helpful in making him a little bit more viable to last longer in Alliance War, Alliance Quest. Maybe change his signature ability, put the power burn as a passive, and the phasing as a signature ability. Nothing too insane. Similar to what Hood has, and I think that would be fair. I think it would be a nice attachment to an already amazing, amazing character. I love Vision. He great on Duke Champion, and I think it would just make him all that much better. But I'd really like to hear what you guys have to say. What are you guys' thoughts, your opinions? I'm pretty sure I missed out on something, on somebody's thoughts, and if you have something, please do comment on the bottom of the video, and I'd really love to hear what you guys think. Should Hulkbuster bleed? Should he be able to bleed, since he's literally Iron Man inside, it's a man inside an armor inside an armor. So should he be able to bleed? I don't know. I'd really love to hear what you guys have to say. So please do comment. Love to hear your thoughts. This is the first video on this channel, guys. If you're watching this, thank you for clicking on the video. Thank you for your time, and comment below again, and maybe hit that subscribe button. So thank you guys for clicking on the video, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.